it came up that when Hillary Clinton announced for president, which is one of these ideal opportunities to sort of get into this debate, you said you were waiting to hear more from her. Have you spoken to her since the announcement, and is there a conversation going on?
I had spoken to her a number of times before, and to her members of her team. I had said, obviously, what my concerns were, everything I said on Meet the Press that day, I had said previously to Hillary and her team. Of some very productive conversations with her team members since. But, you know, again, we're waiting to see a bigger vision. I'm very hopeful that it will be a vision that addresses these issues. I think it's going to take a little time based on what I understand of their vision for their campaign. But what I'm simply trying to get across is that we have to address a set of issues now with urgency. And I think it's right to ask of any leader, let alone any candidate, what is your plan for addressing income inequality? What are you willing to do to reverse course? One of the things I said on Meet the Press, for a typical American family, economically, they have literally gone backwards in the last 25 years. When you adjust for inflation, the median income of an American family has gone backwards. That never happened in our previous history. And if I said that to you as a question of political science and history, if I said, well, okay, wouldn't you assume that something like that would cause a huge reaction in our society politically and a whole host of policy proposals, people rushing to address the issue, candidates putting it at the fore of the discussion, you would assume that. And what you've seen, ironically, is so far a few Republican candidates mouthing the words about income inequality. Most famously, Mitt Romney, in one day of his pseudo-candidacy, talked about it in San Diego. Some of the other Republican candidates have been using the verbiage with no policy prescriptions attached to it. Here now will be the opportunity to hear from the Democratic candidate what is the vision for actually changing the course of this country and addressing these issues at the core.
But I mean, even in your campaign in 2013, as a former campaign manager for Hillary Clinton, I mean, isn't this the stage at which ideas come from the outside? I mean, she's not going to, go up to Mount Olympus or Mount Sinai and come down with a perfect program to satisfy 300 million people, right? I mean, it's the political activists who are supposed to sort of come in the front door and say, like, here's what I think we should do. Will you make this part of your program?
Look, I think it's both. Meaning, I think every leader and their team obviously have strong values and strong ideas, and we're waiting to hear those ideas. Again, I remain optimistic that they will be a set of proposals that address these issues. But absolutely, at the same time, it's crucial for leaders who have a vision for addressing income inequality to talk about it all the time and press for solutions, and again, not just from people who are running for president or governor or senator, but from the people in office right now. So I think the worst thing would be silence. The worst thing would be acquiescence to a status quo that is not working for New Yorkers nor for the American people as a whole. And when you see a moment of political change, and this is an unmistakable moment of political change, leaders have to step up. We're surrounded here in the Blue Room with paintings of individuals who forged this republic at its beginning. I assure you they didn't have a roadmap. They saw a moment and they attempted to change history because the moment required action. We're in a moment that requires action, and I think it is healthy to see all these voices around the country saying we can't continue to have a country nor a city that is increasingly divided by income. We have to get to the core of this matter.